공유하는 감정을 분석하고 실험하는 연구자입니다.
You devised famous experiment involving the cucumber, grape, and monkey. So it's very impressive. Would you introduce what it is?
We developed a very simple task. What happened? Okay, the monkey gives us a rock and gets a piece of cucumber. And the first piece of cucumber is eaten. So the first piece of cucumber is good. Grapes are 10 times better than cucumber for them. The other one is going to give us a rock, which is the task, and gets a grape. And the one on the left looks at that, then gives us a rock again and gets cucumber again. It's the second time. And she's very upset about the whole thing. And the one on the right needs to give us a rock and gets a grape again. The one on the left needs to give us a rock and gets cucumber again. And also the second piece she rejects. And in the end, the one on the left will just sit in the corner and will stop working for us. They are very upset by getting less. The one who gets the grape is not upset. And so we were the first to demonstrate that these monkeys have what we call inequity aversion. They don't like inequity between them. I think the sense of fairness in humans is not new. It goes back to this kind of emotions. Many cooperative animals, like social animals, you find inequity aversion. So it is, I think it's related to a cooperative life, and in a cooperative society you need to share. And if the sharing doesn't occur equally, then you get protest against it.
What's the implication underlying this fight?
Well, the implication is that sometimes you hear from economists or political people, you hear sometimes that inequity is just part of the capitalist system. The inequity is just part of how the world works. But I think we have a very long tradition, older than our species, actually. A tradition that goes back into the primates, other primates, of sharing resources and making sure that everyone gets something. And especially if you have a cooperative society, when people say inequity is part of the system, I say, no, that's probably not how we evolved. We evolved with sharing as part of the system.
Right, and the bills that they've passed to funnel more money to the top 1% and the wealthy in the U.S.
So no question, we have tremendous inequality. We have tremendous inequality in the world, right? But it turns out people don't understand how bad society is. When we did this research a few years ago, the bottom 40% of Americans, people thought that they had about 9% of the wealth. 9%, the bottom 40, right? But in reality, they had 0.3. Almost nothing.
0.3.
Yes.
What about the richest 20%?
The richest 20%, if I remember correctly, had 86% of the wealth. But the bottom 40% have zero, right? I mean, so it's, this is terrible and this is terrible. So the bad news is that we don't understand the world we live in. The good news is that when we think about the question of what world do we want to live, people want a much more equal world.
가난한 이부터 부자까지 5그룹으로 나눈 뒤 현재 얼마나 불평등하다고 생각하는지 물어봤죠. 하지만 현실은 훨씬 불평등했습니다. 사람들은 그 심각성을 잘 모르고 있다는 거죠. 또 어떤 사회에 살고 싶냐고 물으면 이렇게 대답했습니다. 사람들은 완벽히 평등한 사회를 바라지 않았지만 지금처럼 불평등한 삶도 원하지 않았습니다. 이 결과가 우리에게 희망일까요?